first rule of fishing in almost any situation is that if you find the food, you'll find the predators. All the best fishermen I know have a set of fundamental rules that determine their approach to all the fishing they do. Finding the food is top of the list, but determining fish holding structure is another. This applies to lakes, rivers, estuaries, flats, and even the open ocean. What constitutes fish food varies widely. These orange bullseyes were on the menu for queenfish when we found them packed tight on a calm, clear flat on the inside of Queensland's Fraser Island. If you find baitfish but there are no predators with them, it's best to stay with the bait for a while. A tight-packed bait school such as this usually indicates a high degree of the certainty of predators in the vicinity. We had an incoming tide, bright sun overhead, and gin-clear water over the flats. A perfect recipe for some sight fishing action. For most fly fishermen, flats fishing or sight fishing is about as good as it gets. We're looking for fish before we actually throw the fly to them. And the three giveaway signs of a fish are movement, colour and shape. Movement is probably the most important. That's what attracts your eye to a fish. But a slightly different colour, particularly a darker colour that stands out against the white sand, is very important to look for. And some fish will lie quite stationary. Most fish on the flats are actually moving. Therefore you're looking for movement. But fish lying stationary, that's when you look for colour and shape. So those are the keys. Movement, I think, is the most important. Most fish, as I say out here, you're going to pick up a bit of movement. You might catch it out of the corner of your eye and then take a second look at it. Keep your peripheral vision fairly sharp. I just distracted by something there. Yeah, it's a stingray. So a stingray shape is a giveaway. It's a big, round, dark shape. However, bigger stingrays will often have fish following them. There's a lot of fish here on this particular flat. There's schools of mullet, schools of bait. What we're particularly looking for is either golden trevally or queenfish. There's a lot of queenfish about at the moment. Queenfish tend to move fairly quickly. You get one good shot at them, and I like to think that they're up here looking for a substantial bait. They're not up here looking for a little snack. They want something good to eat and tend to go to slightly larger flies when there's queenfish, giant trevally, to a lesser extent golden trevally. Goldies will tend to eat smaller flies, but these queenfish do like a big fly. In this water, cruising shapes were easy to see, and inevitably something showed up. Ed saw it first. Yes!
Nothing wrong with that one, and we've certainly made the right fly choice. You went up to a bigger fly there, Peter.
Yeah, just a bigger clouser. Some big fish cruising this beach, and very often you're caught in a situation in a place like this with a small fly.
Oh, hoi! Oh, good fish.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that fish?
That's a good quenty.
Landing net would be good.
Tail it off the back.
Yeah, I'm going to have to. Oh, that is...
Okay, here it comes.
Oh, no, it's not.
Got him.
Got him that night.
Nice fish.
Oh, that is a good fish. That's a good fish, mate.
Thank you.
Well done.
And you spotted it first. Good spotting.
Yes. The backhand cast, though, was definitely needed, and you did that well, mate.
Swim and be free.
There you go. Cruising off.
With the change of tide, we moved to deeper water, where the bait off the draining flats was swept by and predators were waiting.
I'm going to leave mine in. That was incredible. think he's using the current to his advantage.
That's a good queenfish. We're at the off Rooney's Point at the northern end of Fraser Island, and some very deep water dropping off right here. Actually had a shot at a small marlin just on the edge of the flats. I put the light right away. I think there's some pretty big fish around here and picked up a much heavier rod. This thing's going a long way. It's a big queenfish. Saw a school of bait holding in the fast water, and abracadabra, there they were. Predators with the bait. Funny how they always go together. Find the bait, you'll find the fish.
I better get a glove to tail this guy.
Yeah. There's a hell of a lot of current here, and this fish is using it. Side on. I've never had a queenfish go this far before. There's got to be 4 or 5 knots of current ripping past Rooney's Point here. Time to work it back. Just keep us in this calmer water, Andrew.
Okay.
I'll bring it to us, mate. No need to go out there and chase it and get thrown all over the place.
No problem.
That's a big queenie. There he is.
Okay.
What a fish! Good old white deceiver, mate. What a wonderful fly it is. There we are.
All right.
Let's
Let
get
him
back
in.
Yeah. He's going to swim all right. That's a great fish.
Oh, that is an incredible fish. A lot of power. Just going to hold him upright.
How many hours north of Brisbane are we?
About, what, 3?
I love that. That's amazing.
Oh, what an animal. I'm glad we're not deeper water, because we wouldn't be hanging over the side up here with the fish like this.
A lot of tiger sharks in this area, aren't there?
A lot of big sharks.
Yeah.
That was an incredible fish, mate. That was just great to watch.
That was a beauty, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Sitting there in that current, did you see it?
I did. I thought they were GTs.
Yeah.
They were that big. They looked,
Yeah.
and the tails, I thought they were GTs.
Yeah. We drifted away from the bait and retraced our path to find it again. Up here is where we started seeing fish. It's where all the bait was stacked up on the edge.
Yeah,
And those dark shapes were coming in that warranted picking up the heavier rod. By now, too much current on the point had dispersed the bait. It was time to look a little wider. We spotted birds on the horizon out in the bay, and another fisherman's rule came to mind. Never ever ignore signs of seabird activity. Where they're circling and diving, something will be happening, and there was plenty going on in the deeper water. Oh, swipe, swipe, swipe. Following, but not eating. Our flies weren't quite right. We needed something smaller for the tuna and scad.
I had a surf candy on there, a chartreuse and white. Now I've just gone down to another little anchovy pattern in an olive and silver with a little circle hook. Let's see if this does the trick.
Yeah, in the middle of all these finny scad, there's a big cobia on the surface. See? He's eating those little bait, but he's following my fly, following, come on. Come on! Yes! Yes! Oh, yeah! I didn't get a really good hook set on it. It just kept coming straight at me. Look at the bait in the water here. That's what they're eating, and my little fly was a very good representation of that. And that cobia was gulping down mouthfuls of these little bait. But he's just swimming through with its mouth open, almost like a plankton feeder. But I was never going to catch its attention with the little fly I had, So I grabbed a big deceiver, rigged on the 11 weight. I put that in front of him and followed it, and slurp. Thank you.
Okay, spear him straight over, mate. Thank you.
Ed's released tuna had spewed up some of the small bait everything was feeding on.
Oh, this is fun. This is too much fun to be driving a boat.
With so much bait about, all sorts of predators had turned up for the feast. Finny scad, mac tuna and long-tail tuna all joined in, and the three of us were flat out fishing and having fun. I'm using the Sage XI2 11 weight here, and of the heavier Sage rods, this is my absolute favourite. I love this rod. Use it in all sorts of situations. It's the one medium to heavyweight rod I'll take on most trips with me. Even if I'm going on a saltwater trip where only light rods are going to be required, I'll always take this one along for situations exactly such as this one here. The line I'm using is the Rio Leviathan, a magnificent fast-sinking line with an integrated fast-sinking head and an intermediate running line. This particular line has a 60-pound core in it. It's built for big fish. It's built to withstand a tremendous amount of pressure. I feel confident that my knots are going to match whatever I can dish up through this line. There's the cobia coming up now on the surface. It's a good fish. Coming to you. No. Okay, this is where I try and dictate things a little. I want him to get his head back down. Hang on. Well done. Oh, what a shot. What a shot with the gaff. That's a gaff shot. That's a gaff shot. Well done.
What an incredible fish.
What a surprise out of that school of fish.
Yeah.
See it just swimming around there on the surface.
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Yep.
You know, you'd think it'd be eating finny scad, but in fact it was gulping down those little baits.
All those little white bait, those little glasses.
Knot tying is an important skill worth learning properly. This newly released instructional DVD takes you through the knotting system from arbor to fly that I've simplified and perfected through many years of fly fishing experience. With the aid of animated graphics, I'll show you all the essential connections you'll need for fresh and saltwater fly fishing. Even if you're not a fly angler, this DVD will still be of interest as it shows connections and knots suitable for a wide variety of applications. With good knots, you can always fish with confidence.